Hey y'all, I'm Shayna and I'm back with another review. This is for Tyler Perry's Sistas, Season 6, Episode 7, Ordinary Pain. I don't know why they called it that, but it doesn't matter. We here now. Let's go ahead and talk about it. Before we do, I would certainly appreciate if y'all hit the like, comment, share, and subscribe because this is a growing channel. So, help a sister out. I need your support and I definitely appreciate it, okay? So let's get into it. Fatima, we pick up where we left off, where Karen had just kissed Zach on the cheek outside her used to be salon. So Fatima walks up on Zach and Karen and she asks Karen to give them a minute. Like, excuse me, can you move? I'm trying to talk to my man. And Karen getting all sassy, talking about, y'all can step over there. This is my salon. This is a burnt building. Your salon is no more. And we outside. So Fatima like, okay, but we outside though. And they going back and forth. Zach move her over. And I just don't like how Tyler is writing her now. Like she was not all weak and timid and a doormat when we first met her. And that's what we liked about her. Then she was too much for this angry black woman. Now she's too quiet and not saying anything. I hate it. So Fatima gives Zach some documents for his son. He trying to explain the kiss on the cheek, and he like, you just came over here for this, and she's like, your son is a priority, isn't he? Well, I mean, he just met him, so there's that. So he notices Fatima's ring is off. Keep it off. Don't put it back on, please. Just walk away. You have no ties to this man. My goodness. So Karen's saying about herself, and Pam walk up talking about she saw the little kiss that she gave Zach on the cheek, and so did Aaron. Karen couldn't care less. Okay, she's probably glad he saw it so he can back off, but he ain't gonna back off. Aaron is pissed, so he goes and confronts Zach because this was Zach's fault that Karen kissed him on the cheek. Like, please make it make sense. So Aaron, aka John, acting like Zach is to blame for the reason why Karen doesn't want him. Aaron said Zach is playing both of the ladies. It's looking like it's definitely given that he is, straddling them both. And he leaning more on Karen's side. What is going on, Zachary? So Zach said, well, when's the last time you seen your kids? What? How did we how did we get here? Like, wow, we just went all the way. We put 20 on 10 with it, didn't we? I know those are John's, aka Aaron's stepkids. But if you were raising them, why didn't you maintain a relationship with them, especially after what your ex did to herself? Like, you wouldn't want to check on the children, but he too busy running behind Karen and that other lady. So Zach said, well, because Aaron leaving, and he like, hopefully, he's like, I'm going home. And Zach was like, hopefully no one's unalived on your way home. When I say I would have tore Zach up, would have tore him up. Because that's not, there's a lot of things we can say about Zach. Zach was not perfect, okay? So, back with Sabrina at the lawyer's office with the roommates, the lawyer said that, he got to go. He was like, I got things to do. Like, your time is up. You can let yourselves out. So, Maurice acts like he's some kind of victim. Talking about, go ahead, blame me, say it's my fault. Blame it on me, say it's my fault. Okay, Chrisette Michelle. And everybody was like, no, wasn't nobody saying that. Like, what? And then finally, Sabrina checked him and was like, yeah, I mean, it is actually your fault. And it is. And now Sabrina is in the mess. She had literally nothing to do with this at all. So at the airport, Danny is talking to Q. He's in a wheelchair. Not sure why he was in a wheelchair for his shoulder. I mean, he should have like a patch on his arm or arm sling or something else that made sense. But okay, I guess he pouring it on thick. How did he even get that thing? So Sabrina calls Danny. She's crying and driving, and Danny mentions that Q was at the airport, and she's like, yeah, because Sabrina's like, what's he doing there? And she's like, he works here. Remember? Well, it's hard to remember a Tyler Perry storyline. He like to switch it up every episode. But she was like, well, he should be in the hospital. And she like, no, he's supposed to be here. cleaning cleaning those planes in a wheelchair make sense. So Sabrina was like, well, can you get me in? I want to talk to him. And Danny said, okay, but don't do nothing stupid. Like, get your hopes up. Danny is me because, yeah, why are we doing this? For what? And Maurice already did it. So Fatima spots Tamara back at the office, and Tamara, I'm sorry, and she notices her wedding ring. Tamara admitted that they got married, and she was like, "Yeah, I mean, you told me to get them, and I got them." She did her job. I don't see what did she do wrong again. I don't. I'm not understanding. So Fatima is being a moral police and talking about some Tamara, you took it too far. I don't want to be a part of this. Like this is just taking it too far. After all that you did to Hayden, let's not forget. And how is this taking it too far? She's doing her job with no direction from you. She got him off your back. He ain't been worried about you or Zach. Let him go get married. Who cares? You got enough going on. But okay. So Fatima is in her office and she's crying, and Andy's trying to console her and convince her that Zach loves her because Fatima thinks he loves Karen, and I think he should be single, but that's my opinion. And Fatima is second guessing everything. And Andy was like, girl, I'm so sorry you hurting. But don't forget, we had that 12 o'clock meeting. There's work to be done. You still have a job to do. We ain't seen her working all this time. But the minute Fatima needed a little moment, now we got meetings we just can't miss. So over at Hayden's office, why is Hayden becoming a main character? Like, why? So Gary calls and he said he didn't find anything on Tamara, but his friend is looking into her a little bit more. I guarantee he gonna come up with some information later. But well, then again, Tyler Perry wrote it, so maybe not. We don't know. So Hayden has the annulment papers, but he's not sure what to do because he does like her, but you know he don't really want to let her go, but you don't know if he want to be married to her. So Gary, being a good friend that he is, he's like, well, we've all done foolish things for a woman. And Hayden gonna say, some more than others. Not you, marrying a stranger that you only known for like a week. Anyway, Tamara shows up at the office and she can sense that Hayden is having second thoughts. So she's talking about meeting parents. Girl, he don't even know if he like you. When you talking about meeting parents? And she was like, you know what? I'll fix this. I'll give you fellatio underneath the desk. In the office, it's clear, made of glass. Because that makes sense. So, at their apartment, Calvin is talking to Maurice, and he says he does real estate since when? Like, you just, what? Wasn't he doing something else season one? When did he get into real estate? When did he have time? When he's always behind Sabrina and Maurice. And, he's offering to help Maurice. And Maurice is like, please, you ain't got no job. Okay, Tommy. So Maurice is trying to set Q up with his, he wants his cousin. He's like, I can call my cousin. He can do that. He's like, I can have him waiting in the closet, and I can have one of my homegirls, one of the girls, call him and pay him for services. Q ain't gonna pass up no money, and I'm gonna have my cousin waiting in the closet. He gonna be hiding in the closet, kind of like you are, Calvin. I don't know why Calvin is friends with this man. I don't understand this friendship. So at the airport, Q is supposed to be cleaning up. He's not. He's still riding around in a wheelchair, and he's getting sleepy because he's taking pain meds. Make it all make sense. Why do we even have this scene? Gary arrives at Hayden's office, and Hayden like, can you step out for a minute? Like, I just need a minute. And Gary like, no, you don't look well. Like, what's going on? And he comes closer, and Gary's like, leave. And he's like, no. And he inches closer each time. Why don't you respect people's boundaries, Gary? I mean, the man wants you out. It's giving the same energy you give Andi, and I don't like it. So instead of leaving, he's steadily talking and creeping closer. And then he sees, Hayden's wife handling her business down below. Even though you could tell nobody was there, but whatever. And he's just standing there looking like, get out. Child. So Sabrina pleads with Q at the airport to have some sympathy. He doesn't care. He told y'all he's a snake. What more do you want from this man? So Q does shed a fake little tear. But I don't think he's gonna give in, and I wish they would just leave him alone. Can we wrap this up? Danny basically tells her to let it go. Oh, and Q did mention that Maurice only wanted to use him for his body. He's tired of being used like a toy. Okay. So Aaron is at a restaurant or coffee shop and he's telling someone on the phone, like, I'm at our spot. Not our spot. How often have you been seeing this woman? And why is she still talking to you after she caused a scene at that hair salon? So Pam just so happens to hear everything because she just so happens to be in the same place at the exact same time. And there's a lot of scenes now between Pam and Aaron. What's going on here? What's this about? So Aaron get the cussing and fussing. He the cussing pastor. He's frustrated because Karen don't like him. So you're using another woman? Okay, pastor. So Pam says she gonna stay because she nosy. And Aaron, he calls his side boo and he like, you know what? We need to change location. So Pam is like, oh, I'm gonna follow you. Why? Like, I know you don't have work to do with the fire and everything, but there's got to be. I mean, you need to be getting on Indeed and looking for some new jobs. So Andi and Fatima meet with an attractive older woman who happens to match Andy's outfit, same color, similar style. And the lady's giving him advice. She has marital issues. She's coming in there for a divorce because we like to forget that Andi is actually a divorce attorney. So she's like, you know what? I basically telling her story about how she was sleeping with a married man. So there you go. That's Andy's story. And, tolerating a bunch of nonsense. There we go. That's Fatima. So they both identifying with her. Because Andi was a homewrecker. And Fatima, I don't even know why she putting herself in this mess. I don't even understand. So after they go on and on for a while, Fatima ends up she's upset because she's like, look, she's in tears, she's crying. And she's like, all I wanted to do was love him. Like, I don't understand why he keeps putting me through this. All I'm trying to do is love him. And she really is. He just got it too good. He like drama and mess. I understand it though. I definitely do. Went through it, still going through it, child. It hurts when you're trying to love somebody and they just ain't doing right. But no matter what you do, girl, he is who he is. You might as well just get your things and go back to your apartment and let him go. Like, you don't have to tolerate this man. You're not married to him. You don't got kids with him. Why? But we wouldn't have no Zatima, and now the whole Zatima thing is ruined. So I really don't even want it. So she thinks again, as she said a million times before, that Zach is still in love with Karen. Zach need to be alone. Fatima need to be alone. Karen, we need to find out if she's even pregnant at this point. When is she going to start showing? And where is Robin? Robin has been gone all season. Where is Robin? Anyway, y'all let me know what y'all thought about the episode. If you watched it, be sure to check out my other content. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.